actually see it, right? The life that you want, the version of yourself that feels lighter, more present, more like you. You've thought about it. Maybe you've even journaled about it. You've made plans, you've mapped it all out, try to figure out the steps that's going to help you get there, right? And then nothing changes. Not because the vision isn't real, not because you don't want it bad enough, but because you're trying to build something new while standing in the middle of everything that is already weighing you down. And that right there is what nobody's talking about. Hey, I'm Tamberly. Welcome to the Digital Wellness Journal. And if you just felt something when I said that, stay with me. Because this video is about why so many of us stay stuck even when we know exactly what we want. And it has nothing to do with motivation, discipline, or not having the right planner. Okay? So here's what I've noticed. There is an entire industry, right, built around helping women design their dream lives. Got vision boards, goal setting, morning routines, manifestation. And I'm not saying that any of that is wrong. But what almost nobody addresses is the thing that has to happen before any of that can actually work. Right? You have to lighten the load first. Because here's the truth: you cannot pour into a new life when the one that you're already living is draining you dry. You cannot think clearly about what you want when your brain is running 100 tabs of everything you're responsible for, everything that you're managing, everything you're holding together for everybody else. The vision gets crowded, you know, not because it isn't there, but because there is no space for it to breathe. And I think a lot of us have tried to push through that. We said, okay, I'm going to figure this out anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to journal about it. I'm going to plan through it. I'm going to find a workaround. And girl, I have tried every workaround, okay? And what I keep finding was that nothing stuck. Nothing stuck. And it wasn't because the tools were wrong, but because I was trying to use them on a foundation that was already overwhelmed. It's like trying to renovate a house while a flood is happening inside of it, right? You can't pick out the nicest fixtures you want, but until the water gets addressed, none of it matters, right? The load is the water. So, what does that actually mean? It means before we talk about designing anything, we have to get honest about what we're actually carrying: the invisible stuff, the mental weight of managing everyone else's lives on top of our own, the exhaustion that doesn't go away after a good night's sleep, the feeling that you're always behind, even when you're technically keeping up. And that's not a productivity problem, right? It's a load problem. And when you start to actually address the load, something shifts. Not overnight, but gradually you start to have more space, more clarity, more of yourself available for the life you actually want to build, right? And that's the sequence that nobody tells you about. Lighten first, redesign second. So, this channel is taking a new direction. It is built around that exact journey. We're going to talk about the load honestly. what it is, what it does to you, why it's so hard to put down. And we're going to talk about what becomes possible when you finally start to. Because a life by design, that's the goal, right? That's always been the goal. But we got to do this in the right order. So if this resonated with you, subscribe because this is exactly the kind of conversation we will have every single week. And if you want a community of women who are on this exact same journey, lightening the load and slowly coming back to themselves, come join us in the Prompted Life. It's free, it's real, and it's full of women who get it without you having to explain yourself. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. If you're designing a life less loaded, subscribe and join the community. Drop a comment below. I read every single one. See you next time.